I just completed every single advancement in hardcore Minecraft with only half a heart, but I don't have much to show for it. In order to make this world special, I'd first need to make sure I can keep it long enough to do so, and that would require me to become immortal. From abusing game-breaking exploits to obtaining an impossible abundance of the strongest items in the game, I was going to do whatever I could to make sure I was untouchable. Now it's time for the first step to becoming invincible. I'm gonna have to get rid of these guys, and I plan to do that by using a mob switch. This would be a crucial first of 3 major steps to becoming immortal. After all, the best way to beat death is by removing death itself. Minecraft has a limit to the number of monsters it can spawn. If we can find a way to always keep that monster cap full, then Minecraft can't spawn any monsters. Despite how powerful this is, the setup to achieve it is actually very simple. A design by ENX04 trap and load silverfish to do this, keeping the mob cap filled at all times. But I had to be cautious traveling around the setup, otherwise the silverfish would despawn. So I needed to get on the nether roof. All we have to do is throw a pearl, and we're up. I want to go to a stronghold far out. Okay, now that we've hit around 2,000 blocks out, I think this is a good place to make a portal. And we'll just break this on the other side and go search for another stronghold. That's unfortunate. Ooh, it went back. Give it to me. There it is. Okay, we're gonna break this spawner, because we don't actually need it. We have technology now, aka infested potion. And only after a few minutes, the contraption that would, mind you, remove every monster was complete. It's pretty simple. We're gonna splash this guy with a little bit of infested, which I happen to have in here. Light the fire, he's gonna burn, and we can heal him with the iron, but he'll summon the silverfish that will go in here and stay there forever. But this was just the first part. We're gonna have to move on to making the chunk loader, where we're gonna build a nether portal. We're gonna also set some fires here, which may look very random right now, but they're quite important. Now I can get started on building the chunk loader. Then we'll push it into the portal so it can go. Oh, wait, stop. There we go. That's a great sign that the minecarts are going through and breaking, because that's exactly what we want. Now that's all left to do is to get the silverfish. So after splashing big guy with infested, I stood at the edge of the glass to lure the silverfish into my trap. And after a few minutes,
we've at least got 70. That's good. Okay, bad news, buddy. I think you're out of the effect. How are you getting up? Oh no, I see why. Well, once I get you guys over there, I'm sure I'll have plenty. But we got a total of, oh, they're escaping? Oh no, that's bad. They escaped through the walls, but I didn't even hit them. I'm not sure how that happened. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to make another one. Luckily, this is an easy fix, which wouldn't be the case later on. But after adding obsidian around the edges to ensure the silverfish don't burrow in the stone, I was sure it'd work this time. All right, and with big guy gone, we got around 90 silverfish. That should be plenty. Importantly, we'll make sure to go through the nether as to not unload the mobs in there. So we'll take this portal and we'll head back home and see if it worked. And I'm in a cave, so I should expect to see some mobs, but I'm not seeing anything. And if I look on the pie chart and go to my entities, there's not a single hostile mob in sight. It actually worked. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. And I can just mine these diamonds now, no problem whatsoever. I wonder, will these spawn? I don't think they are. I don't think they can. Yeah, I've been waiting for a minute. No spawns. That's crazy. And you know, the best part about this farm is that with the flick of a lever, I could easily turn it on and off whenever I need. Okay, it's time to address the elephant in the room. It's a little difficult to claim immortality if you're only at half a heart. But what if I could fix that? What if there was a way to go back to full health? Well, luckily for me, there is. Enchanted golden apples. The strongest healing source, giving the player 8 bonus hearts and powerful potion effects. The only downside is that these effects are temporary. So to fix that, I'm gonna collect so many of them that I'll never have to worry about being low health ever again. And to get started on that, let's use some of the ominous keys I have in this bundle. It is kind of weird walking around without any monsters around, you know? Feels like very empty. Key number 1. Yes, okay. At least I got one. That's good. But with the trial chambers only giving an enchanted golden apple around 1/5 of the time, this method would be too slow, as I'd constantly have to regrind ominous keys. I'm gonna try using a different strategy, and that's gonna include ancient cities. The only problem is that ancient cities are one of the most dangerous structures in the game, hosting the warden, something that my mob switch couldn't prevent from spawning. It could easily end my world in a matter of seconds. But what if I told you there's a way I could cheat the warden too? I'm not gonna need all these resources. It's
primarily going to be these things. So I made my way to a place I knew would be perfect for this. Right around here should be my, how did we get here set up? Now this is nice because look at that. There's a shrieker over there. I realized I forgot to get some wool. We should be able to flood this area, and with that, the warden won't be able to spawn. We're going to build the contraption that will activate the warden. Now on one side, we're going to place a ladder and then grab heater, setting it at full delay. I want to place piston chain. Make a quick little infinite water source here and flood the area. And you see I forgot about these guys, so let's get rid of them. Okay, now we can shoot an arrow onto this guy. So let's get on the chain. Bang, arrow is in place. And the last step is to place this guy. That's good. And no warden is spawning. Oh, geez, that scared me a lot. I thought a warden spawned, I'm not gonna lie. Now, because the Shrieker is making a fuss, its cooldown permanently locks any other Shrieker activation. The arrow and clock perfectly timed his cooldown without spawning any warden. So with no warden to worry about, looting cities would be like taking candy from a baby. Now that's great and all, but how do you actually find an ancient city? I feel like this detail is massively overlooked on YouTube. So let me explain the most accurate way to find a city. Okay, so in case you don't know, ancient cities almost always spawn under mountains. Now, you could just aimlessly wander around caves in hopes of finding the city, but I'd say that's pretty inefficient, especially so when we're trying to loot a significant number of these. You'll notice ancient cities also spawn with lots of chests, much more than any other structure in the game. That difference is so noticeable, in fact, that we can see it using the pie chart. So the strategy to more accurately locate ancient cities is looking for a spike in our pie chart in the chest chunk. So you'll notice that's pink, and right about now it's at 19%, 20%. As I get further away from the ancient city, this percentage over here decreases, and now it's dropped down to 14%. And this saves time in finding a more direct path to the city, but also avoiding potential fake outs. And utilizing this strategy would be tremendously rewarding. Oh my gosh, bro, what? That's 4 enchanted golden apples? What the heck? Hey. Oh my gosh, I'm so locked in. Holy snipe. Wow, that's unfortunate. I think there's an ancient city here. 25% on chests. I'm gonna dig. Hey, and that's getting us to an entire stack. Bang! And it looks like there's still some more ancient cities around here, so I'm gonna keep searching. And a bonus 1 to spare. Extra 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9. Oh my gosh, 10 and 11. And to top things off, oh my gosh, crazy bonus, make that 12. With this many enchanted golden apples, I could be at full health for a straight 2.5 hours. To say the least, I have a comfortable buffer of saving graces to prepare for any dangerous situation. And now the last thing I want to do is build a full netherite beacon. But wait, wouldn't any other resource for a beacon still provide the same thing? And to that I say, yes, but it isn't as cool. And being cool is very much worth wasting weeks of your life to achieve in a computer game. Obviously, to mine out the 5,904 pieces of ancient debris required, you need to search over 10 million blocks, according to my arbitrary calculations. And this doesn't even account for the time it takes to individually mine said 5,904 pieces. To combat this, we would need a ton of explosives, but I have nowhere near the resources to do that. And it'd still require a ton of time to set up 10 million blocks worth of tunnels. Well, that's quite the problem. As it is now, this project already seemed out of reach. If only there was a way to instantly make these tunnels. It's TNT dupers. This design by Dark makes an instantaneous spread shot of thousands of TNT. If I push this machine to its limits, I think making the full netherite beacon may actually be feasible. The only thing is, we're gonna need a lot more materials to build this machine. Well, I'm gonna need a lot of redstone. Collecting said redstone was so much easier to do without having to worry about mobs. In spite of this, I was still incredibly low on resources. I also just don't have enough shulkers. So I had to make a quick pit stop in the end. Set up some necessary farms. Hope this works. It's gonna blow up. Oh. Oh shoot. Okay, it works. My ladder is dead. And mine out the rest of the minuscule resources by hand. That combined effort over a few hours gave everything I needed. To fit the cannon in all its glory, a small site underground needed to be cleared out.
Got only 5,902 to go.
And using a mod called Lightmatica, I could see a blueprint version of the cannon, which told me to clear out lava, but with the help of fire resistance from the enchanted golden apples, this was no problem at all. All that was left was the assembly itself. This should be the whole machine built in its entirety, but I don't know. It's scary. Blocks, which I think is fine. I think most of these states update as the droppers are filled. After doing some math, we should expect to wait around 7 minutes, which isn't long, and I'm okay with that, but I'm gonna wait 15 just to be safe. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. It should be primed now, and once I go through this portal, I gotta wait about 15 minutes. Okay, the timer's done. Time to see if I'm gonna cry or not. If I go through this portal, it'll load the machine. All of it should blast at once. And let's see. Oh, my game crashed. All right, maybe this time's the time. I believe. Oh. Oh my gosh. My game is tweaking. Uh-oh. I'm scared. Oh no. Dude, what happened? It's all gone, bro. Oh my gosh. This was a catastrophe. I have no idea why the machine didn't work, and I was making no progress towards getting the ancient debris I'd need so much of. With how much it lagged my game in only 15 minutes, how could I ever expect to make this work on a scale 10 times that? And if things couldn't get any worse, where's my other shulker box? That's a great question. Before I crashed, I remembered mining up a shulker full of materials, so I hoped maybe it was just in the overworld. Yeah, it was gone. Though this was devastating, it was only my first try. I had to go at it again. So I spent a few more hours tinking for collateral until I once again had everything I needed. This time, after spending hours failing, I made sure every single block was in the perfect place. What the fuck? I don't like I'm putting a stack in this space. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should make 5 rows with whatever length this is. Oh, ancient debris. That's a good sign. One more, because you never know. There we go. Everything is as it should be. Though with the pull of this lever, once I go to the portal, it should work. It was time for the 15 minutes of hope and prayer. But to distract myself from the anxiety, I indulged in some kunk.
But with no app store to speak of, killing trees and plants was as good as entertainment got, even at Christmas.
Okay, a moment of truth. There's an explosion. I'm scared.
Oh,
I don't think it worked.
No.
Oh, I think it worked.
Let's see how many you get.
All that worried? Yeah, see, there's like multiple rows. And if I just fill it up, if I fill it up with like a ton of stuff and then AFK for a long time, if it blows up again, then at least like I'll have this tunnel. Yeah, but 35 is not very good. That's not gonna be near enough. At that rate, it would take me months to collect all the ancient debris. It seemed I have no other choice but to go big or go home. So from scavenging remains, I reconstructed the cannon, but this time, instead of 1 stack, we now have 9 stacks. So I'm gonna prime the machine, and now it's gonna take over 3 hours to run, and hopefully bad things don't happen. Kaboom. Been about 3 hours now. This is it. The first super big explosion. Here goes nothing. Oh, my frame rate is dying. The whole machine's here. I feel like nothing's happened. Okay, I think it worked. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. And there's another, and there's another. What the heck, bro? No freaking way. Oh my gosh. Look at all the ancient debris. There's so many tunnels, bro. What the heck?
This is crazy.
I am absolutely stoked that this machine worked, but I needed to prepare myself for the long journey ahead. That meant preparing fire resistance for lava and getting ready for a long grind. Looks like we finally hit the wall. That took us 1,300 blocks. In total, we got a stack and 4 ancient debris, and we have 16 of these to go through. Never mind, it keeps going. I lied. This is ridiculous. It just keeps going. I'm at 1,500 blocks and there's still more to go. I finally reached the end of the tunnel and we're 2.2 thousand blocks out. Oh yeah, and in that one tunnel, we got 95 ancient debris. We have 16 of these. At that rate, we can expect almost 1,600 pieces of ancient debris. And despite how great that number is, it would only put us around a quarter of the way to our goal. You may think it is just a matter of time, but the slow grind would cause me to make lackluster mistakes.
Well, you don't be stupid.
I have to remember the stakes it took just to get here. I had to be more cautious. From exploring such a vast area, I was fortunate to run into some pretty cool things. And within my first tunnel, I had almost a shulker filled. But because of my carelessness, I wasted a lot of totems, meaning I needed to take trips back to the overworld to restock. And while I grabbed a set of totems, I brewed some fire resistance to prepare for the next tunnel. A new site once again needed to be cleared. I cautiously and meticulously reconstructed the machine. By this point though, I felt quite a bit more comfortable assembling the machine and decided to double the TNT load this round. This meant I'd have to wait 6 hours for the next load, but hopefully this would boost the efficiency of the operation, cutting down on the total time.
I'm nervous. 6 hours of AFK. Let's see. Uh-oh. That does not ensue faith in me. What? Wait a minute. It's not loading. That's why. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. And my game's gonna crash. Oh, I heard an explosion. Please. Guys. Uh-oh. I don't think it's working how it's supposed to. I'm gonna reload it. Yeah, maybe it's not the best idea to do like tens of thousands of TNT at once. Oh my gosh, I can't even load the nether. I think I gotta turn on my render distance. Go TNT, go! I'm starting to get a little dizzy in here. Oh, I don't feel so good. No way, come on. Oh, shh. Wait, why did this one... I don't get it. Why did this one explode and the other one didn't? This machine is so confusing, man. Secondly, I'm not gonna be able to save and quit, am I? I'm maximizing my allocated memory. Okay, machine is fried. So is my game. At this point, I was very confused. I checked the logs for errors and tried installing mods to help, but nothing seemed to work. Every time I tried to load my game, it would freeze. I tried to go through the overworld and loading the machine on the nether surface. Well, this isn't good. I was having the same problem in different parts of the nether. Anytime I tried to cross the boundary to load the machine, my game would shut down. Maybe we're slowly progressing, but I think it's pretty cooked, bro.
Yes, works. But if I try and go any further, it'll freeze. So I don't know what to do. I had soft locked myself by making too big of a bomb. There was only one option left for me. I used an external program called MCA Selector to select the chunks the machine was built in, so I could reset them back to their original state. If this didn't work for me, my nether would be permanently soft locked. Lucky for me, this last ditch effort actually worked. Now, I was certain of the limits of pushing this machine, but had once again eaten up all my resources, causing me to regrind from the start up. This process was getting very tiring, but I was learning the ins and outs of this machine, and this time my patience would pay off.
So I have the area mined out correctly, probably. Hopefully. I'll just do one more. One last sneaky check in the pocket. Okay, it should be good. Priming it. Machine is primed. Good things are going to happen for sure. The machine seems to still be intact. My frame rate is really low, which I think is generally a good thing. Oh, and there it is. Welcome back to the tunnels. Oh man, running it back.
Now to spend hours more grinding out this project. Yippee! Even though this was taking many hours, the space that TNT creates was extremely helpful for spotting ancient debris. I could pop from node to node within seconds. And after another session of hefty grinding, I finally reached
Bang, full shulker box of ancient debris, only 2 and like 900 more to go.
As time went on, this goal was seeming more and more achievable.
I'm an idiot, bro.
Good thing it's netherite, because otherwise I just would have lost tons of work.
Oops.
I managed to recover all the ancient debris. I'm very lucky the resource I dumped into lava happened to be fireproof, because boy, it would have sucked to redo everything I've worked for. Incidents like these made the simple mining task somehow seem so daunting, but nonetheless, we keep pushing. After a week of time, I'm ready to move on to my next machine. The build was beginning to feel like second nature, and I was confident in the success of the machine. So when I went through the portal and found it in pieces, I was pretty disheartened. But I quickly saw the machine had still got the job done and scavenged the remaining resources before diving into tunnel number 3. But what I'd failed to realize was this was only one strip. It was a bust. And with all these failures, I was scraping for the resources to build another machine, taking any means necessary to do so. I had gotten careless and paid the price, which I couldn't allow to happen again. And before I knew it, good sign. What happened? What? Oh, there it is. Okay, it blew up. Okay, let's try and recover what's left of this machine, because that's kind of bad, but good news, it worked. Oh, well. Some things never change, don't they? Wow, why was there so much there? I was struggling quite a bit, but piece by piece, I was getting closer to the mark. 3, 4, 5 tunnels done. And suddenly, I was on my very last tunnel. The hours in the tunnel felt like I was dragging my feet, but I knew the feeling of completing this would be so great that I had to finish the job. All of a sudden, I had enough. 6,000 pieces enough. And this should be all the ancient debris that I need. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Look at all this. Just filled to the brim. Finally. Holy moly, bro. This took a ridiculous amount of time to get, but I was missing a few touches. I needed to get an equal amount of gold. I had already built a looting 3 gold farm for golden apples, so this only took a few hours of sword swinging. I had almost everything to make the netherite blocks. The last step was to make an efficient smelting system, which I do by using many blast furnaces, funneling hoppers into them with coal as fuel, and filling hoppers on top with ancient debris.
We're full of like ancient debris on like 9 different blast furnaces, and it did 1 shulker box, and I have 3 of them.
The sheer volume was too much, so I added a storage system and threw some barrels to make it all fit automatically. I still need the actual beacon itself, so I made my way to a fortress to kill wither skeletons. That's 3. Then headed to the end to cheese the wither fight. This time, I had learned from my previous mistakes. And with just a bit of crafting, this absurd goal was finally at my fingertips.
It's kind of insane. Yo, this is insane.
Genuinely get a job. Holy shit.
Oh, I did a little bit of off-camera mining.
Good job. Good job.
Enough. Oh, I have enough. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, and now full netherite beacon.
That's easy, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so tough.
As a last minute touch, I made my armor netherite trims too. Within the span of 2 weeks, I managed to make a full netherite beacon. And as I stood atop, gazing into the sunset, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I'd earned the title of an immortal player. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have exactly enough for a stack and to put trims on perfectly. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's going in the video.